another live stream. Welcome to another live stream where today we are playing a Thinking Pack 2. We are currently today trying something a little bit different because we're trying to stabilize the FPS, get it better. We also have to continue getting our oxygen because we are low on oxygen, as you can tell. We desperately need to find some lava. We need to find a lava asteroid, so we are going to be exploring around at the top, the height limit of the asteroid dimension today. But welcome to the stream, welcome to the day, welcome to the stream. I need to go to where I can actually see the chat. Just realized that. Hang on. One moment, please. One moment, please. But if you're just tuning into the stream, welcome to the stream where I get tongue-tied all over the place. If you want to see somebody getting tongue-tied, this is the stream for you. But in any case, what do we have here? We have the stream appears to be running properly. So, you guys may be wondering, I think I might have fixed the FPS. You guys may be wondering how I may have fixed the FPS. And basically, the way is by offloading some of the server. Hang on, let's exit full screen once again, because I need to be able to actually see to tell you guys what is going on with the resources right now. We should hopefully have fixed the FPS, but if you guys are just tuning into the stream, then welcome to you, welcome to the day, welcome to the stream. So, what do we have here? We have the RAM is a lot less usage than last week, 6.9 out of 7.9 with 12.1 committed total. If you guys don't know what that means, it doesn't really matter, I guess. But anyways, here we are. So, we are currently here on a platform in this thing, and as you can see, we can see pretty far away. Now, what it did is basically we are, you see it just said server saved the world. I'm trying, and let me know what you guys think about this idea. I'm trying having this hosted on a server, so I'm using the Aternos server just to see. It's whitelisted, but using that just to be able to offload some resources. So you can see that our RAM is cut down quite a bit. The game is only using about 1 gigabyte of RAM, or 1.6 allocated, instead of close to 3 gigabytes that it was last week. And as you can see, our FPS, instead of being between 0 and 1, and like 5 and 10 and that, it's around like 15 or 20, 18, and it gets up even higher. I've seen it get, during testing, as high as 75 or 60 or I think even 90, even while doing a test stream. So it doesn't appear to be getting that high right now, and I just jumped off of the platform, but that's actually the perfect opportunity to go back to the base and see what's going on. Oh, never mind. Okay, we've got 3 FPS again, 8, 10. Okay, so maybe this didn't work as well as it was supposed to? That's a question. I know some of you guys have been asking about adding mods to the series. I'm thinking about not adding mods until we get this stable. I did also update the Modpack in between streams, so you guys might have got that if you guys are playing the Modpack for yourself. Okay, so it's staying around 20 or 16 now, down to 6. Okay, I don't know why, because here's the thing. I did testing, okay? I tested doing a test stream while streaming and recording like I usually do, and it was running well. It was running fine. And then we go to do the actual stream and it drops right down. So I don't know what's going on, because as far as I know, the system is being used exactly the same way as it was during testing, but it's completely different results. Although it's getting up to 30, so that's pretty good. Although 17, 20, I mean, even 20 is acceptable. 20 is definitely acceptable. 15 is pushing it a little bit. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, up in the top left of the screen, you can see how many frames per second we are producing at the moment, and that tells you how choppy the game is, basically. And so 30 is really what you want. 60 is really what you want. 30 is definitely acceptable. 20 is okay. But we keep getting... Wait a second, are we on 32 chunks? Okay, that would make a pretty big difference. So let's bring it down to 12. And now let's see. Now let's see what's going on. Okay, it has to reload some chunks and things. 23, 22, 15, 22. Okay, so this is sort of okay. But I don't get it, because in the testing I was getting like 75, 90, 60, so I don't get what's going on at all. It was testing, as far as I know, under the same circumstances. So let's try turning it down to 6. The trouble with 6 is that as you start moving around, you start loading more chunks, and every time you load a chunk, then it stutters. But, okay, there we go, down to 6, 35, 24, 25, 27, 39. Okay, that's a little bit more acceptable. 9, 5. Okay, if you guys have any ideas what's going on, I'm even doing, like, hosted on a server, and it's not even, like, I don't get what's going on at all. I don't get it. There's something up. I don't know if we need an optimization mod or something for this that I'm unaware of. I don't know. Completely lost. We're getting 15 FPS on 6 chunks. Okay, so the usage... Okay, so I guess this is going to be a troubleshooting stream. So, let's just check the usage on things. So, the RAM, we have less committed memory than last week, 12.1 gigabytes of committed. CPU is still running around 50% CPU. Let's check the graphics card while we are here. Just have to put in administrator because it always wants that to open the graphics card program for some reason. Okay. So our graphics card is running at a load of 38% right now. 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. It's going up. Don't ask me why it's going up, but it's going up. I don't know why. 42, 41. Okay, so it's stabilizing now. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have any ideas for why in the world this thing would be still giving us FPS problems, even though during testing it was running fine. It was like a night and day difference in testing between running it hosted on a server versus running it locally. It was like a night and day difference, and now it's like a night and night difference, if that makes sense. Although, actually, it seems to be... I mean, we're climbing the stairs a lot better than last week, although now it gets down to 4 FPS. Okay. Okay, I really don't know what's going on with this thing. 2 FPS. That is totally not acceptable. You can see how choppy the game is right there. I don't know. The only thing I can think that was different is that I was using in OBS a different way of connecting to Twitch. And that's the only thing I can think that was different. Okay, let's exit the game for a moment. Okay. Let's see processes. Let's see if anything shows up under the processes menu. Power usage. Let's sort by power usage in the task manager. OBS, Java, and Firefox is using a lot. Why? It does not say what is using a lot in Firefox, but something is. What about if we... Okay, I'm gonna try something. Actually, I can't switch this right now. That's the thing. I was gonna try switching the way that Twitch connects, that OBS connects to Twitch. If you guys don't know, there's basically, in OBS, let's see if I can switch this over to where you guys can see it here. OBS display capture, there we go. Okay, so you can see in OBS here, you've got, if you go into settings mode, you can see that in your stream output, here is what I'm using right now. And basically what this does is you've got your stream key, you put that in, obviously, don't show that to anybody. But you put your stream key in, and that's the way I typically connect to Twitch. Now, the way that I was connecting when testing it was with this Connect Account button. And what that does, for those of you guys who don't know, is it connects directly through to Twitch, through your actual account login and all that, rather than just a stream key. And one benefit of that is then you can get in OBS over here, and you can put in, like on the left, you can put your stream chat and everything, stream stats and things, so that you can see what's going on. And that's all embedded right in OBS. So I almost wonder, because obviously that would take more to process OBS, because there's more going on in the interface of OBS here. But the other thing is that that would take it out of the Firefox, so Firefox would take less resources. So I don't know if that might be a trade-off worth doing. Gonna have to test that sometime. Although I don't think I can stop the stream right now. I don't know what the reconnect settings on Twitch do, so it might have to start a second stream is what that might have to do, which is obviously not ideal. So let's get back into the game over here, and let's see. There was something else that I was just thinking of that might work. And what was that? I don't remember what that was. If you guys have any ideas, then let me know in the chat. Oh, now we're getting 70. 75, 40, 23, 19, 9, 17, 22, 23, okay. Let's, 30, 37, 34, okay, this is okay. We're getting a lot of chunk updates. Trying to wait until those are done. But let's do the jumping off and try to head back home, kind of. I think we jumped off the wrong direction. I think we jumped off the wrong direction, so... No, we didn't. Okay, we're heading the right way. 4 FPS, okay. Yeah, so... Oh, but back up to 20. That's good. 5, 4. There's always a little bit of lag while it's loading the chunks in, which you get a lot of when you're on a 6 chunk render distance. Let's turn it up to 12, because that gives us more range loaded. So once it gets loaded in, yeah. So that's the only thing I can think is to connect OBS differently to Twitch. That's the only thing I can think. Although we're getting 30 now, 20, 22, 20, 22, 9, 13, 21. I mean, even 15 is okay. But it's just so weird that... Okay, now we're getting 20 a whole lot. Okay, well, that's okay. 12, that's not as good. 9, that's really not good. Let's try... Next time we die, we're gonna try going that route that we took last episode to go way over to that other asteroid and jump down and all that. That's a good one to test, loading in more chunks and see how that goes. But I don't know. Let's try something. Okay, game mode 1, creative, because that will stop us taking oxygen damage, which means that it's not trying to reevaluate everything moving back and forth like this all the time. And so that's why now we're getting 2 FPS. That was speeding it up during testing. So don't ask me why. Why it's not working now. 1 FPS, 3, 9, 25, 15, 5, 20, 37, 45, 50. Okay, we're getting better. 50, 21, 20, 18, 17, 20, okay. Okay, I don't get what's going on because the system is not even being used very heavily. That's the real thing. Is the CPU is running around 50% usage, so there's so much more we could be using it. The GPU is running at 25%, 30%. The RAM is using a lot less than last week. Still not a little bit, but a lot less. What other system components are there that could be bottlenecking this? So it just doesn't make sense. The only... Oh, actually, yeah, I remember what I was thinking. Okay, I was going to head into the task manager, and there's one thing that is helpful. I forgot to actually do the thing that we were talking about previously. We were talking about prioritizing processes, setting the affinity of processes, things like that. So just going to quickly set OBS to use the last 2 cores. Okay, there we go. It's allowed to use the last 2. Minecraft, we want it to use the 2nd and the 3rd. So let's do that. And its priority as well. Set that to high. Okay. And set the priority of Minecraft to high. Change priority. There we go. Now it should run better. Theoretically, that's the idea. And okay, 34, 29, 38, 39, 36, 35, 38. Okay, but we have been standing in this location for a while, so is it because of setting the priority and affinity and all that, or is it because of just standing here for a while? So let's do /kill. Killed Handy Andy, and I'm still here. Explain that one! Okay, hang on. Game mode 0. Let's do that first. There we go. And still staying around 40, 38, 36, 33, 31, okay. And let's do /kill. And it's not working. Okay, what I'm trying to do is get back up to that island in the sky so then we can run around and load some chunks in and things, and see if we actually are running better. Oh, okay, so it seems to be running better so far. 24, 33, 39. Okay. This is looking good. We're okay! Compared to last week, and actually compared to just a little bit earlier in today's stream, we're going a whole lot better. You guys can see that we can actually jump up this pillar smoothly and not be lagging all the time. Okay, so it's 2 things to fix the lag issue. The one is to host it on the server so the computer has less to do, and then the second is to set the priorities and affinities and all that in order to get the best FPS possible. There we go. So that is that. Let's head up here. And let's try heading up to our island and heading over and see what happens. We are on how many chunks? We are on 12 chunks of render distance. All right, that is looking good. Let's head over to here, head up to our sky platform, and then see what we can see from there. Oh, nice, 40 FPS, 26, 28. Anything above 15 is playable. 30 is, like, pretty smooth. And 60 is ultra smooth. But you guys are seeing, like, 30 for Twitch, at least. For YouTube, it's in, like, for the minigames live streams, you guys see it in 60, but for these ones, you guys see it in 30. Okay, 16. That's still above playable. That's good. We're gonna do, because one thing that often takes a whole lot of, yeah, this is running much better than last week. One thing that often takes a whole lot of processing is when you, oh, and you can see on the 12 chunks, we can see our base, at least when we look out of the corner of the screen there. Yeah, so one thing that takes a whole lot of extra processing, I don't remember what I was saying. Anyway, let's head on here and see, okay, 20, 20, 20. I still don't know why it is down at 20, because the RAM is not being used incredibly heavily, and the graphics card is only at 32% and the CPU at 50, so I don't know what could possibly be bottlenecking it. But, okay, 37, 60, nice, 54, 61, 55, 43, okay, so now let's do the test where we run along that way, and see. 77, 71, nice, nice, nice. We're getting a lot closer to the numbers that we want to see. Okay, Now let's head along and try jumping along here, and because of the lack of FPS lag, we made it up all the way up to the top with only losing half of our health because we made it a lot faster, which is nice. Oh, we're keeping at 60, 48, 56, 58, 36, 44, 62, 41. Okay. So it looks like the biggest difference, two things. Whoops, I just alt-tabbed out of the game by accident. That's what happens when your jump key is alt, and then you go to check the tab key for the server list. Okay, but yeah, so one thing is to host the processing on a server, and the other thing is, okay, 20. So as we're going down, you can see it, because we're moving a lot, loading some chunks down below, we're lowering FPS a little bit, but lowering it down to 15, well, 11 there, 12, 16, 17, but okay, this is very much acceptable. So offloading part of it and prioritizing the process. So, okay, we're staying above 30 most of the time, and above 15 almost all of the time, which is very, very nice indeed. That is definitely playable. As you can see, we are here, we are loading in some extra chunks and things, and now we want to do a simple test. Let's head back up to our main respawning place, and then from here, let's do a simple test by raising our render distance up to 32, because that was running okay during testing, and we definitely need that to be able to, well, don't need it, but to be able to find the asteroids quicker that we're looking for, we need to be able to look like really far away, like that, right? That's the idea. Okay, 16, 23, 22, what do we get when we're zoomed in? We get 60 when we're zoomed in, 73, 84, 81, nice, nice, nice. Above 60 is very smooth, and above 30 is okay, and above 15 is playable. Okay, 20, 20, 19, 18, 21, okay. This is looking good. This is looking good indeed. So, and let's go ahead and jump along here. You guys can see also that on 32 chunks, we can actually see the main base from this place that we discovered. You can only see it if you load the main base before heading over here, because for some reason it won't actually load in. If you start at like this base that we're heading to, if you start at that base and try to load in your 32 chunks, it doesn't see the main base, it just doesn't seem to ever load in. But if you start within visibility of the main base and then head over here, then it keeps it loaded. Not sure why exactly it does that, but that is the thing. Okay, 14, 17, that's still staying pretty much above the 15 mark, which is nice. 20, obviously we're loading a lot of chunks right now because we're heading over here. 22, 19, okay, so it's staying above the playable threshold. 30, 37, 38, 29, 38, 30 is really smooth enough. There you go, you can see that's the main base over there. You can see the saplings on top of it that are not growing. Not growing, because that's not the way to grow saplings, apparently. But, okay, 44, 15. Okay, this is on 32 chunks of render distance, the maximum render distance possible, in case you were unaware of what 32 chunks is. But basically, that's an asteroid. And this is 56 FPS, 14 when we look that way. When we look this way, we get 30, 42, 27. Okay. Okay, well, now that we have it stabilized, now we can go do some exploring. But first, write down, so I don't forget last week? We don't want to forget last week. So we don't want to forget to do something last week. You gotta, you know, when you do things, you always gotta do them last week. That is the most effective way to do things. But we need to write down to remember. I'm actually connected to a Bluetooth keyboard that is downstairs. Okay, let's turn that off, because there's no keyboard on the screen. Ah, there we go. Okay. Let's remember how do you type. That's the first thing to remember. But then the second thing to remember is set priorities and affinities. and AFFIN it is. There we go. Before streaming. There. Okay. So that. Actually, that needs to be not before streaming, but after starting streaming, because there's like sub-processes and things that take different amounts of resources. So, after start streaming. Okay. Streaming, and we are now dead. Okay. There we go. One moment. Okay, there we go. So now I'll remember that for next time. That would be helpful. Okay, let's get into the actual task of the day. Now that we have this stabilized, I don't know why it's still so low though, when our system resources are not being used that intensely. But it is very low, because theoretically, if it used the full resources of the computer, it would be able to reach 120 FPS. And that's where we were. We can see that all the way from here. That's nice. But yeah, theoretically, because we're only using half the CPU and a third of the graphics card, so I don't know why we're not reaching 120 FPS, but we're only doing 20, so that's interesting. But we need to go ahead and head on. So we need to find some ice asteroids with lava in them. Now, we are getting some lower FPS because we're on 32 chunks. So that's expected. And we're also staring in a direction that we have not stared in yet. So, the question though is where to find these ice asteroids, and I think that the best place might be just to keep going. Now, I did learn something from going in test worlds and things. Let's actually try to get some more. Let's just cut it down to 16. That should give us just a little bit more so that we're less likely to fall off the bridge, because that is kind of important. But I did learn something you guys may be wondering, you may have not known about asteroid dimension. The asteroid dimension here is that there are large areas with no asteroids. So we're in a pretty tightly dense asteroid area right now. But if you go try to travel like, say, 1,000 blocks or so, you run into areas where there's a large area with no asteroids, and then the asteroids start appearing again later. There's just those small little dots that are all over the place, and that, like, single block asteroids, but no large ones. Let's not fall off the end of this bridge, please. Okay, there we go. What do we have here? We have some field of vision. So, we are going to go a full stack over this way, and then see what we run into. That's the idea. So hopefully, like, we don't want to have to use up too much cobble. So hopefully we don't run into one of those sections with no large asteroids. And you can see the frame rate, because we're on 16 chunks, is not the greatest, but it is totally acceptable. 15 frame rate, you can see that in the top left, by the way. 15 frame rate is playable, and 20 is smoother. Not really smooth, but smoother. So we're totally keeping it in the playable range, even on a full 16 chunk render distance, which is very nice. That is the maximum that Minecraft used to have. Way back was the 16, well, not exactly way back, not terribly long ago, I guess. Okay, let's just keep going here. Just hold right click and just keep going. We're not going to try ninja bridging because taking damage. Every time you take damage, it messes with your speed and trajectory and all of those things. And as you can see, we're actually 800 blocks negative on x-axis, on the x-axis, which means that we're getting pretty far. We're getting pretty far indeed. And okay, where are we now? We are a bit farther. We're about 64 blocks farther. And what can we see from here? We can see nothing in particular. Let's raise our render distance so that we can see better. Okay, there's... Nope, that's not an ice asteroid. That is the place that we were. That little island thing. So, we are looking for an ice asteroid that has lava inside of it. That is what we are looking for, and we are finding 60 FPS on 32 chunks. That is nice! That is nice. Obviously, we're looking off into the middle of nowhere, but still, 66 FPS with, like, 32 chunks of render distance. That is what we want to see. That is what we want to see. Now, why won't it do that all the time, and why is it down to 8 and 5 now? I don't know, but at least it gets stable sometimes. So it definitely seems that this whole server hosting thing is actually helping, it seems. So, of course, we could run into an issue in if we keep doing this server loaded thing. We could run into an issue later with the server if our game ever freezes. So this is a free server hosting thing. Aternos is what I'm trying for this time, and you guys can let me know what you think about it in the comments or the chat or whatever. But there is an issue where, because it's free, they have it only stay online while you're active. So if the game freezes or crashes or anything happens to it, we need to restart it for any reason whatsoever. We're just going to stand here and let the chunks load in so that we can see where we're looking. But if anything like that happens, the game has to load up. And you know all those progress bars that happen while it's loading? The server has a countdown of, I think, about a minute or so until the server shuts down, if you're not online. So that countdown is actually shorter than the time it takes to load the game. So if the game ever, like, crashes or freezes, or we have to restart it for any reason whatsoever, then the server itself will end up shutting down. And when that happens, then we have to start it back up again. But to start it back up often takes like 5 minutes. So that's kind of a bit of a problem. So it would be like a bit of a delay where we're just going to be, I don't know if we can go in a test world, or we'll have to find something to do during that time. But what do we have here? We have 46 FPS, 55, 61. This is really nice. This is on 32 chunks, and as you can see, we found a couple of asteroids down there. They are not ice, unfortunately, and I don't see any lava on them either. But it looks as if this direction is heading into the middle of nowhere. That's the way it looks from our 32 chunk render distance. So, let's head back to where we know there are asteroids. Let's start bridging in the opposite direction. That's the idea. So, let's go for that and see what happens. See what happens, that's the idea. So, let's see now. We also have slowness 3, which makes it definitely very difficult to get across. So we're going to keep it on 32 just because it takes some time to load in all the chunks, even though it's giving us some slow FPS, because of the simple fact that we want to be able to see very far. We want to be able to see where we're going. No, never mind. Never mind. Too slow. Let's bring it down to 12. There we go. 12. And now let's go. Now let's go. 2, 3. Of course, we are moving while it's trying to load, which it always seems to struggle with that for some reason. If you guys know of any optimization mods that may help, then let me know, because I don't know of any of them aside from Better FPS and Optifine, which Better FPS seemed to make it worse in this mod pack for some reason, although it's very difficult to tell. Yeah, 10, 14. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Now we're like stuck at a lower FPS. I don't know what's going on, but we did make it a stack of cobble farther that way, and found that that way appears to be heading us into the middle of nowhere. So we're gonna need to go back over this way. Okay, we're up to 15 now. Okay, now we died, and now 2 FPS. 1, 2. Okay. Okay. Well, something is not working. Something is not working. Just gonna alt-tab out of the game there and try to see. Okay, power usage. It still says that. Okay, so obviously OBS and Minecraft. Oh, that's the power usage trend. Is that Firefox is very high. Okay. So that's the trend. Now here's a question. Because of the whole RAM bottleneck thing that we were running into a while ago, will Minecraft actually run better on less RAM? Because the overall system will be able to run more smoothly. That's the question. If we could cut Minecraft down to 1 gigabyte, then would that run better? That's possible? Possible. I don't know. But to do that, as I said, the server will shut down and then it'll be about 5 minutes before it's back up and running again. So that's obviously not ideal. Now, yeah, so I guess for next week, the only things that I can try are the resetting, like trying the different way of OBS connecting to Twitch so that we won't have to have the actual Twitch like website open on the computer. That would save some resources. So I don't know. I really don't know. Unless let's Alt-Tab back into Minecraft now. Now is it going to work? Now it's going to give us 10, 12, 10. Okay. This is on 12 chunks of render distance, not even the 32 that was working before. You guys saw that, right? 32 was running okay, was running pretty well, and now it wasn't, and now we cut it down to 12 and it's still not. Okay, the only thing I can think to test is F3A. That reloads all the chunks. Okay, let's try F3Q to show us the help on it. Oh, no, it doesn't. It's not doing anything. There's supposed to be key commands to reload all the chunks. Okay, the only thing we can try, disconnect from the server, log back in before it times out. We're gonna head in here. There we go. Logging in, that's what you do when, like, you're chopping trees, making logs and things. You do a lot of logging. Okay, 87, 76, 15, 1, 3, 12, 26, 22, 17, 22, 29, 33, 32, 28, 31, 25, 39, 30. Okay, this is better than it was before we logged off. So that's an improvement, I guess. Yeah. Okay. I do not know what to do, but it's running okay at the moment. So let's make use of this opportunity to head ourselves in a particular direction, and that particular direction is that way. I think that's the way we need to go, because we do know for a fact that there are a lot of asteroids over in that direction that have ice, and so we are going to see. But first we are going to die, because we need to die, because then we will get our health back, and then we can explore. That's the idea. So 36, 42, 36, 34. That's okay. 47, 44. Nice. Okay, we're just waiting for a few health points right here. Let's just head over here. See what happens. As we are heading over here, let's make a guess as to which asteroids might be helpful. So, that one could be. We have not been up on top of that one yet. And that one could be as well. And what else do we have? We have a lot more coming that direction. So we will want to check those out as well. That would definitely be a good idea. Okay, there we go. Ran out of oxygen. Now, let's head on. Let's head on. Let's head on from our platform way up here. And see. Or, you know what? That's a long way to bridge just to head to a place we've already been. So let's jump down, head over there, and then climb up on top of that asteroid. And then start a new platform at the top of the world. The reason we're doing it at the top of the world, if you guys didn't see like the previous stream, is because when we're at the top of the world, then we can see down inside the top of most asteroids, so we can see if they in fact have lava in them or not. That is the idea. That is why we're heading up to the absolute top of the asteroids as much as possible. That's the idea. So we are taking a stack with us, and the damage interrupted our jump as we were going, but that's okay actually because we're heading over this way. Nice. Okay, so we're going to climb up that one, we're going to climb up the other one to the right, and see how this goes. 20 FPS, nice, that is okay, but it should be way, way higher. Should be way higher. Especially given the resources that it's not using from the computer. Not using all the resources it could be. So I don't know why. I don't know why it's doing that, but it is doing that, so that would be that. So we're climbing up the inside of this asteroid, as you can tell. We will head up. This is proving to be difficult because we did not build the staircase with space in mind. We built it with the overworld gravity in mind, so you kind of we're not taking advantage of the ability to jump really high in that staircase. But that is okay. That is okay, but we've got over there the asteroid. We can head to that thing. There's also another ice one over there, which is interesting as well. We could head there sometime. But let us go ahead and head up here. Okay. Okay, building with slabs is a little bit difficult when you got giant jumps from low gravity. So, there we go. Oh, speaking of which, we can just simply jump up really high, don't we? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's stand here, and then jump! Okay, we can't place the slabs fast enough, so we should have really brought a full stack of cobble with us. Okay, that seems like it might have been a good idea. Okay. There we go. Let's make a guess as to how high we need this to be. Let's build it up like this. Like that, and that's not quite fast enough. Okay. And a little bit higher. A little bit higher. There we go. Let's move over again. And build up. Build up. Build up. We need to do this before we lose our slabs due to dying. That's kind of a problem. Okay, there we go. We are up a little bit higher. We need to go up even higher, and then we're just about at the level of that asteroid. So we can head up here. Okay, now we want to use up these slabs very quickly before we lose them, because we don't want to have to do all that extra work. That's kind of a thing. So 7, 6, 5. How many hearts do we have left? How soon are they going to go? 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. There we go. We made it. Okay, now, is it even possible? It might be possible to jump over there from here, actually. Yeah, it's possible to jump to this asteroid from there. So that's nice. Now we are pretty much up at the build limit, almost. We could go up a little bit higher, but as you can see, this is not a lava asteroid. Although, we have to dig inside it to really find out, for sure. But what we need to do is actually create a chest on top of that thing, and then we need to go ahead and head, create our little platform up at the top, and start bridging out from there. That's the idea. So let's get ready with a chest. Let's bring all of this cobble, because we don't need it here anymore. We do not need it here anymore. And, okay. Because there are lots of asteroids in that direction. We did in fact see that. We just have not headed to every single one of them. So that is the idea, is we're going to be doing that. We're going to just go ahead and try to see. You guys can see what we're talking about fairly soon. But at the moment, we're just trying to head down and grab a chest. Which we could actually grab that one there. We should really grab a stone pickaxe, though. That would really be ideal. Okay, head in here. We should have some wood left over, theoretically, from the last time we harvested the trees. Not in there, though. And we've got a single piece of wood. We want 2. We want to get 3, because we're going to want to make some sticks as well. Okay, there we go. Like this. Sticks. Nice. And we want to turn these into planks to get a chest. We also have the cobble, so we don't even need to worry about that for the pickaxe. So, okay. Chest. Nice. We can put our resources in that. We're going to make 2 pickaxes. 1 2 because they're stone and they get used up very quickly. Very quickly. So there we go. Let's put the extra sticks in there because we don't want to waste them. And now we're good to go. 2 pickaxes, a whole bunch of cobble, and a chest, and we're ready to head up to our new platform to scout out from. That is the idea. We're gonna, find that we can't actually get up there fast enough because of not enough jump height. Okay, head up here. Nice, okay, we've done this route many times, but we have not done the other route to that new asteroid many times. Okay, way up there. That's actually pretty high when you think about it. It's about 256 on the y-axis, which means pretty high. I think our base is around 60 if I'm not mistaken. What's in here? Nothing in there. Okay. Now let's head. Okay, so our FPS is staying fairly stable now, which is nice. We are still on 12 chunks, and we can't stop there because we're gonna die and lose all of our cobble that we worked so hard to achieve and accomplish and get and all that. That's what basically the word get means in this context. So let's sneak over here, try not to die due to this either, because that would be helpful. I think we may need to stage this. We may need to stage this because I don't think we're gonna be able to I don't think we're going to be able to make it all the way before we die. So, let's quickly put our chest down here. Let's put our resources in it because I think we're going to be dead pretty soon. And then we will move on. Then we will move on up to the top of that asteroid there. So we can start, while we are waiting for the last 2 hearts to go, we are going to plan where exactly do we want to head after this. That is the question. If you guys are just tuning into the stream, we are basically trying to troubleshoot some frame rate issues, but we are also trying to explore and find a lava asteroid so that we can stop this whole oxygen setup is invalid message all over the screen and stop the whole, like, dying from lack of oxygen thing. That's, you know, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. That's kind of the idea. So, let's see, we are now respawned. Nice, there's nothing in the chest that we're going to want. That's good. Actually, there's nothing at all. Okay. Okay, let's head over. And we'll be good to go. Fairly soon. Okay. Okay, so the trick now is to pick up our chest without it flying off into the void because of the low gravity things go flying. Now, we're in a staircase, which makes it a little bit easier. That makes it a little bit easier in the staircase, but at the same time, it could go flying up the staircase into the middle of nowhere, which is obviously not what we want. Not what we want to see. So, yeah, let's try to not see that. Let's look away if that happens. But yeah, we don't want to see that. We're going to try to prevent such a thing from happening. That's the idea. So here we go. Okay, we've got this here. Grab a whole bunch of this stuff. Alright, that's good. And chest, we want that. Come on, chest, land in the inventory, please. Where'd it go? Oh, it flew up, but it didn't go away. Nice. That's good. That is good indeed. Okay. On the way. Okay. Nice, 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 nice. Whoa! We managed to fall in this one hole that's in the middle of the asteroid. What's going on with that? Let's fill that in. We managed to fall in the one hole that's in the middle of the asteroid. Not sure how that happens, but it does. It does indeed. Okay. This staircase could obviously have been built slightly better. We keep taking damage and resetting our jump. Okay. We are good to go now. We should make this a little bit closer so that we don't die as easily. Because if we fall off here, there's nothing to catch us, really. As you can see, it's very much void down below. There's a few random scattered asteroids here and there. Like the small ones, but we don't really want to rely on the small ones because they're not the best thing to rely on. And there's one beside us. Okay. There we go. Nice. Okay, we are good to go. Now we can head up here. Now, in case you're wondering, I don't think I explained why we have these pickaxes. The reason that we have these pickaxes is for the task, the simple task, of mining inside this thing just to check if it is in fact a hollow asteroid. That's the idea. Now, we're up here, this is 230. This seems like a good place to put our chest, like that. Okay, now we can grab a pickaxe and start heading down inside this thing. And find some asteroid rock. Yes, that is acceptable, that is expected. And I don't see, I think there's not usually this thick of a shell on any... Whoa! This looks nice, some sort of a metal here. That's nice, but we can't mine it with this pickaxe, because not enough pickaxe strength to do that. But that could be good, not sure what this ore is, but it's something. It's this ore that... It is in fact this ore. Okay, we're about to die again. Put our pickaxe back in there. Okay, there we go. Now, we do want to decide where we are going. Oh, we should really bring our bed over here. That would be kind of important. Then we can set our spawn, and then we can head out from here more easily. So that's the idea. So, we are here. Nice. Okay, we don't need this bed up here anymore. So let's go ahead and break that thing. And can we pick it up? Yes, we did. Nice, nice, nice. We don't want to place this thing down by accident. That wouldn't be very good, especially if it's right over the void, and then we can't pick it up very easily. But we are just going to basically head. We don't have a spawn at this point, I don't think, because our spawn is probably set back at the initial starting island, which takes so long to get back from that thing that we're likely to not make it back before dying, which is obviously kind of a problem. Kind of a problem. You have to be able to make it to our main base is kind of the thing that must be done. So, okay. Nice, we've only lost a heart and a half. We made it all the way to here. Climbing staircases is the hardest thing, though. So, we did the easy task of going down. Now we have to do the harder task of going up. And we should really have fixed this staircase. That is a slow staircase. Kind of a slow staircase. But that is besides the point, because the point is that we can... actually, no, that is the point, because the point is that we can't make it up to the top fast enough. Actually, we can, but we lose a fair amount of time and health and things while we are doing that. But yep, okay, we're on our way up. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, we've made it a little bit farther, a little bit farther, a little bit farther. Okay, so once we get up there, we're going to crank our render distance up to 32 once again, then we can see where we want to head, because we will be pretty much at the build limit, so we can see down inside the other ice asteroids, or at least the ones that are close enough. And that's the idea. That is the idea indeed, and the thing is we will be finding... We should really put the bed on top of not the ice, in case the ice melts, which it seems to like to do sometimes. So let's... I think our other base in the sky was up at like 250 blocks or so. So we're going to try to head up a little bit farther. And building with slabs is not the smartest way to build. It doesn't really waste any extra resources, but it's just a little bit slower, especially when you have this massively anti-gravity thing going on here with the slow gravity. Okay, we're getting closer. We're up to 40... Okay, we're up to 42. Okay. Okay, we can jump up to the world height now. We are going to build, I think, up to about 52. 252 sounds about good. Actually, that's pretty much where we are. Okay, time to build this out. Time to build this out a little bit like that. There we go. So, there we go. Place the bed down. Nice. Click on it to set the spawn. You don't actually sleep in the asteroid's dimension, but you do set the spawn. So, we obviously have an extra slab. We don't want to waste that. I think we're heading this direction, so let's put that down. Okay. It is time to raise the render distance. So let's do that. There we go, 32. Time to load in. You can see the asteroids all appearing, and we will see fairly soon what there is to be seen, if anything. That's the idea. Okay. Still on 42 FPS, which is nice. Well, 20 now. 30. Okay. I don't know why we don't see anything loading in much. Because I thought that we'd see a whole lot more. Aha! We respawned at the proper place, which is very nice. We can start our journey from here. But we don't see anything. Let's look this direction. Perhaps we'll see something from here. That has nothing in it. I think it's about that size of ice asteroid that we're looking for, but that one is not it. That one is not it indeed. Okay. Lava, 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 lava to get our oxygen. We need lava to get oxygen, and we don't have any. That's not it, that's not it. Okay, so apparently those ones over there are farther than I thought they were. By a long shot. We can't even see them on 32 chunks. So they are, yeah, let's try to find what they are. Let's try to find what they are, but we may have gotten the FPS stable, which is very nice. That's a nice improvement, and we've made it to a new location with our gear. We kind of need to head even farther with our gear. That's kind of the thing, but let's see how far, in fact, those asteroids are. So another one just loaded in. There's another ice one. We did explore that one already, though. What's the farthest extremity that we have explored so far? That's the first question. That's the first question. And the answer would be about that far. Let's see what we can see from there. That's the idea. I think the best asteroids might actually be over in that direction. That is very far, though. We'll need to get that far, we'll need to make a couple of beds, or a bunch of them, actually, and use them to stage our respawn points in order to be able to get that far. That's the idea. That might actually be worth doing next episode, next live stream. But what do we have here? Okay, so this is not a lava asteroid, but this is the farthest extremity that we have made in this particular direction. And that, as you can see, is our new Sky Island. That is not our main base, actually. Our main base is... oh, right there. Okay, you can actually see it from there. Nice. And yeah, so, okay. Okay, so basically, we can't see anything from here. So far, we're standing here for a while, and nothing is loaded in. So there's nothing in this direction that is worth seeing. So I think next live stream, we're gonna have to go and basically make a whole bunch of beds. Try to set a whole bunch of respawn points, beds and chests. That's what we really need, beds and chests. And we're gonna have to set some respawn points along the journey. And we're gonna have to journey along our bridge over here. Pretty sure there were some extra ice asteroids in that direction, but that's pretty far away. You can't even see on 32 chunks. Although I don't know if the server's allowing us to actually load in that many, because it keeps them loaded once we've been there, but it doesn't load them in when we're looking there. It might only do 12 or 16 or so. But yeah, we can't even see our original starting island on 32 chunks, and so we need to head that far, plus go the extra distance like we did when we were going to find that tree that we found. But that's going to be pretty far. That's going to be pretty far, and then once we get that far, we're going to have to go farther to find the lava. So, is that going to be possible? Are the respawn points going to work? Are we going to set them up in the right place because of having slowness 3 that kicks in not immediately? Sometimes then we need to set up enough respawn points to be able to make it that far. Yeah, you can see now that we've been there, now we can see that little asteroid from here, and we can see our bridge junction from here. We couldn't see that until we had loaded that in. But, yeah, so is that gonna work? No idea, but we'll find out. That's the plan, at least, for next episode, next live stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this live stream, and if you guys have any suggestions why the FPS is still so low, with this system resources not being used intensely, then let me know. But in any case, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. See you guys next week.